This is White Guy Barbecues, and today we are going to be doing a barbecue pork loin. This is a pretty inexpensive cut of meat. You can get two of these for about between $9 and $10, but it's a can't miss. It's one of those things that if you do it right, it's absolutely delicious. So we're going to do one of these on the barbecue today. This pork loin has been sitting in a brining solution of water and about a half cup kosher salt for about 24 hours. So he's ready to get a little spice rub and then go on the grill. The spice rub I'm using today is just real simple. This is for my wife and son. They're not big on real spicy rubs, so this is just kosher salt, some cracked black pepper, and some brown sugar. Also put in just a little bit of cayenne pepper, a little bit of chili powder, stuff that is in small enough quantities where I don't think they're going to notice, but it's going to add a little bit of spice to the rub. So I'm going to take this and just kind of sprinkle it onto the meat like that. Get it on there nice. This doesn't have a whole lot of color on it. Like normally I'll use more chili powder or paprika to give it a little more red color, but this is just going to be a real simple one. Now let's kind of rub it in a little bit and then flip over and do the same thing on the other side. This is some guys don't like using lots of rub on their barbecue. I prefer to use rub when I can. I like a little spicier, but like I say, I'm cooking this for my wife and she's not big on that. Neither is my son, so we'll just make this one be more sweet than it is hot. Pork loin, it has some fat on it. You don't want to really trim much off because there isn't as much fat as there is on say like a shoulder roast. So you want to leave the fat that's on there, so when it cooks at a lower temperature, it's going to render right down and make this just all sorts of delicious. Alright, so now that we've got our rub on, we're going to go out and set the grill up. As you can see, I've got my Weber Kettle style grill set up for indirect heat. We're going to let those coals get to around 225 degrees before we put the meat on. And then we're going to try and keep it between 225 and 250 for probably 2 to 3 hours, but we'll see where it goes. We want to get that internal temperature of that meat to about 160 degrees. So while we let these coals get right, we're going to go inside and inject the meat. Like I said before, pork loin is kind of a lean meat, and even though it was in the brining solution, which will help hold in some moisture, I'm going to inject some apple juice into this pork loin using probably the coolest tool you can use when you're cooking, a giant syringe. So I'm just going to kind of go in right there. I'm going to put in about 6 tablespoons. Let's see, some of it's already leaking out. See that? Just all the way through this. Just kind of put a little bit more moisture into the muscle. Yeah, you got some leakage, but for the most part it should stay right in there. And now, hopefully the next time you see this meat, it's going on the grill. Alright, we're just about at the proper temperature. We're looking for that 220, and we're just about there. So I'm going to take our pork loin and put it on the grill just like this and let that sit on the far side of the grill. I did put a water pan in there with a little bit of a beer. I like to use a pale ale style beer. You can use water, it doesn't really matter. Either one will work. So now we've got it on the grill. I'm going to add some apple wood chips to the coals to get us a little smoke going. Some guys like to use them wet. I find at the start, if they're dry, they work just as well. And they'll get you a good intense smoke for the first few minutes. And take this, cover it back up, and open it up in about another 2 hours and see how we're doing. Well, here we are a couple hours later. I actually had to move the grill onto the porch because it started raining. So we've got the pork loin at 160 degrees internal temperature. So take a look at that. That's a nice red crust on it. Looking really, really, really good. So we're going to take this inside and tent it in foil. We'll let it rest for about another 25 minutes or so, and then we'll carve it. And there you have the finished product. Sliced real thin. You can see that nice smoke ring. This is going to be good. All right. Thanks for watching.